Pigs is pigs. Mike Flannery, the Westcote agent of the Interurban Express Company, leaned over the counter of the express office and shook his fist. Mr. Morehouse, angry and red, stood on the other side of the counter, trembling with rage. The argument had been long and heated, and at last Mr. Morehouse had talked himself speechless. The cause of the trouble stood on the counter between the two men. It was a soapbox, across the top of which were nailed a number of strips, forming a rough but serviceable cage. In it, 2 spotted guinea pigs were greedily eating lettuce leaves.
"Do as you like, then,"
shouted Flannery. "Pay for them and take them, or don't pay for them and leave them be. Rules is rules, Mr. Morehouse, and Mike Flannery's not going to be called down for breaking of them." "But you everlastingly stupid idiot!" shouted Mr. Morehouse, madly shaking a flimsy printed book beneath the agent's nose. "Can't you read it here, in your own plain printed rates? Pets domestic, Franklin to Westcote, if properly boxed, 25 cents each." He threw the book on the counter in disgust. "What more do you want? Aren't they pets? Aren't they domestic? Aren't they properly boxed? What?" He turned and walked back and forth rapidly, frowning ferociously. Suddenly he turned to Flannery, and forcing his voice to an artificial calmness, spoke slowly, but with intense sarcasm. "Pets," he said. "P-E-T-S, 25 cents each. There are 2 of them. 1, 2. 2 times 25 are 50. Can you understand that? I offer you 50 cents. Flannery reached for the book. He ran his hand through the pages and stopped at page 64. "And I don't take 50 cents, he whispered in mockery. "Here's the rule for it. When the agent be in any doubt regarding which of 2 rates applies to a shipment, he shall charge the larger. The consignee may file a claim for the overcharge. In this case, Mr. Morehouse, I be in doubt. Pets them animals may be, and domestic they be, but pigs I'm blame sure they do be, and my rule says plain as the nose on your face. Pigs Franklin to Westcote, 30 cents each. And Mr. Morehouse, by my arithmetical knowledge, 2 times 30 comes to 60 cents.
Mr. Morehouse shook his head savagely.
"Nonsense,"
he shouted.
"Confounded nonsense, I tell you. Why, you poor ignorant foreigner. That rule means common pigs, domestic pigs, not guinea pigs."
Flannery was stubborn.
"Pigs is pigs,"
he declared firmly.
"Guinea pigs or Dago pigs or Irish pigs is all the same to the Interurban Express Company and to Mike Flannery. The nationality of the pig creates no differentiality in the rate, Mr. Morehouse. 'Twould be the same was they Dutch pigs or Russian pigs. Mike Flannery is here to tend to the express business and not to hold conversation with Dago pigs in 17 languages for to discover be they Chinese or Tipperary by birth and nativity."
Mr. Morehouse hesitated. He bit his lip and then flung out his arms wildly.
"Very well,"
he shouted.
"You shall hear of this. Your president shall hear of this. It is an outrage. I have offered you 50 cents. You refuse it. Keep the pigs until you are ready to take the 50 cents. But by George, sir, if one hair of those pigs' heads is harmed, I will have the law on you."
He turned and stalked out, slamming the door. Flannery carefully lifted the soapbox from the counter and placed it in a corner. He was not worried. He felt the peace that comes to a faithful servant who has done his duty and done it well. Mr. Morehouse went home raging. His boy, who had been awaiting the guinea pigs, knew better than to ask him for them. He was a normal boy, and therefore always had a guilty conscience when his father was angry. So the boy slipped quietly around the house. There is nothing so soothing to a guilty conscience as to be out of the path of the avenger. Mr. Morehouse stormed into the house. "Where's the ink?" he shouted at his wife as soon as his foot was across the doorsill. Mrs. Morehouse jumped guiltily. She never used ink. She had not seen the ink, nor moved the ink, nor thought of the ink. But her husband's tone convicted her of the guilt of having borne and reared a boy, and she knew that whenever her husband wanted anything in a loud voice, the boy had been at it. "I'll find Sammy," she said meekly. When the ink was found, Mr. Morehouse wrote rapidly, and he read the completed letter and smiled a triumphant smile. "That will settle that crazy Irishman. When they get that letter, he will hunt another job, all right." A week later, Mr. Morehouse received a long official envelope with the card of the Interurban Express Company in the upper left corner. He tore it open eagerly and drew out a sheet of paper. At the top, it bore the number A6754.
The letter was short. Subject, rate on guinea pigs. Dear Sir, we are in receipt of your letter regarding rate on guinea pigs between Franklin and Westcote, addressed to the president of this company. All claims for overcharge should be addressed to the claims department. Mr. Morehouse wrote to the claims department. He wrote 6 pages of choice sarcasm, vituperation, and argument, and sent them to the claims department. A few weeks later, he received a reply from the claims department. Attached to it was his last letter. Dear Sir, your letter of the 16th instant, addressed to this department, subject rate on guinea pigs from Franklin to Westcote, received. We have taken up the matter with our agent at Westcote, and his reply is attached herewith. He informs us that you refuse to receive the consignment or to pay the charges. You have therefore no claim against this company, and your letter regarding the proper rate on the consignment should be addressed to our tariff department. Mr. Morehouse wrote to the tariff department. He stated his case clearly and gave his arguments in full, quoting a page or two from the encyclopedia to prove that guinea pigs were not common pigs. With the care that characterizes corporations when they are systematically conducted, Mr. Morehouse's letter was numbered, okayed, and started through the regular channels. Duplicate copies of the bill of lading, manifest, Flannery's receipt for the package, and several other pertinent papers were pinned to the letter, and they were passed to the head of the tariff department. The head of the tariff department put his feet on his desk and yawned. He looked through the papers carelessly.
Miss Kane,
He said to his stenographer.
take this letter. Agent Westcote NJ, please advise why consignment referred to in attached papers was refused domestic pit rates.
Miss Kane made a series of curves and angles on her notebook and waited with pencil poised. The head of the department looked at the papers again.
Guinea pigs.
He said.
Probably starved to death by this time. Add this to that letter. Give condition of consignment at present.
He tossed the papers onto the stenographer's desk, took his feet from his own desk, and went out to lunch. When Mike Flannery received the letter, he scratched his head.
Give prisoned condition, he repeated thoughtfully. Now what do them clerks be wantin' to know, I wonder? Prisoned condition, is it? Them pigs, praise St. Patrick, do be in good health so far as I know, but I neither was no veterinary surgeon to daco pigs. Maybe them clerks wants me to call in the pig doctor and have their pulses took. One thing I do know, however, which is they've glorious appetites for pigs of their size. They'd ate the brass padlocks off of a barn door. If the paddy pig by the same token ate as hearty as these daco pigs do, there'd be a famine in Ireland.
To assure himself that his report would be up to date, Flannery went to the rear of the office and looked into the cage. The pigs had been transferred to a larger box, a dry goods box.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
he counted. 7 spotted and 1 all black, all well and hearty and all eaten like ragin' hippopotamuses. He went back to his desk and wrote, Mr. Morgan, head of tariff department. Why do I say dago pigs is pigs? Because they is pigs and will be till you say they ain't, which is what the rule book says. Stop your jollying me, you know it as well as I do. As to health, they are all well and hoping you are the same. P.S. There are 8 now, the family increased, all good eaters. P.S. I paid out so far $2 for cabbage which they like. Shall I put in bill for same what? Morgan, head of the tariff department, when he received this letter, laughed. He read it again and became serious.
By George,
He said,
Flannery is right. Pigs is pigs. I'll have to get authority on this thing. Meanwhile, Miss Kane, take this letter. Agent, Westcote, NJ, regarding shipment guinea pigs, file number A6754. Rule 83, General Instruction to Agents, clearly states that agents shall collect from consignee all costs of provender, etc., required for livestock while in transit or storage. You will proceed to collect same from consignee.
Flannery received this letter next morning, and when he read it, he grinned.
Proceed to collect, he said softly.
How them clerks do like to be talking. May proceed to collect $2.25 off Mr. Morehouse. I wonder do them clerks know Mr. Morehouse? I'll get it. Oh yes, Mr. Morehouse, 2 1/4, please. Certainly, me dear friend Flannery. Delighted. Not.
Flannery drove the express wagon to Mr. Morehouse's door. Mr. Morehouse answered the bell.
Aha!
He cried as soon as he saw it was Flannery.
So you've come to your senses at last, have you? I thought you would. Bring the box in. I have no box, said Flannery coldly. I have a bill against Mr. John C. Morehouse for $2.25 for cabbages eaten by his dago pigs. Would you wish to pay?